Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, guys, well, first, I'll say I've got my receipts, I've got my proof right here, and I might be showing this as partial evidence with screenshots for another episode because, I, my YouTube channel is as messy as my life. I do as I want. And especially after giving you guys the sloppy ending of my 7-year relationship with Mr. No Heart. Watching this is actually it's like a lot of the help I'm in a secret relationships I get, I understand. And the ironic parts are like some of these guys that I dated or would have dated or might have dated or whatever, like majority of them either never met my parents or I met some of their parents, but either some of them told me I wasn't allowed to tell them my education. With Mr. No Heart, he hid so much, and even the fact that I was black from his family for so long. And but then he blamed me for not telling my parents about him, but it was because he told me that he's never going to get married again once he said that I wasn't worth getting married to. But then he never really apologized. He gaslit apologized, and that's about all he did, which is why I'm like, I have another story time, but the gaslighting. This man, he reminds me of my ex because about the only talent that my ex practiced more was gaslighting. Even with the job, should be a career, but he didn't, but he dropped out of college. But the job that he does, he can improve and try to get promoted and things like that, but he'll never do. Well, maybe, I hope he changes that one day. As I know, probably by the time his daughters, but like one already graduated, but by the time the youngest one graduates, but yeah, anyway. But yeah, about the only thing he practices is hatred, being petty, how to make other people's lives miserable, how to use people. So, this guy is perfect for this example, for this story. Because if you haven't watched it, well, either watch it and come back, or watch that, come back. So, basically, in the summary of this situationship of what went on with this couple is these two were dating, and the female felt like she was hidden, like she was a secret, wasn't meeting family members, and she did not know why. And so the two hosts, oh yeah, the guy, the male host, oh, he is adorable, he is cute, he's got like this innocent boy next door, but at the same time he's got like if something went down, he got your back. He's adorable. Anyway, it's like they were investigating and asking questions and different things like that. Sometimes they find out on their own, like that one episode where homeboy ended up having some turtles and some other animals. I want to say chickens or a pig or something. And then grandma made them lunch. Ooh, that was an interesting episode, especially he kind of gaslit and he lied too. So I'm gonna use that for another, probably one for Mr. Laka Key. But anyway, they investigate, they do their thing, they solve the problem, they get down to it. And the end game for this one, ooh, yeah, the end game for this one is, well, the host knew that with the young lady, her boyfriend told her to take down her TikTok channel, her TikTok account, and everything. And she did. And this is one reason why I know I will probably never get married. This is one reason why, yeah, I went on one nightmare date already this year, but I'm pretty much retired from dating. If I date again, it'll just be a date, whatever. It's like I'm never getting married. I'm especially like I was brainwashed enough at my church with my personality, with my wants and desires of with my business, with my books and everything like that. And men keep trying to tell me what I am supposed to do and how they are supposed to be like in control of my life. Mm, nothing. Or they like with the money I have saved, with the goals that I've already achieved, they want the credit for it or they want the money so that they can go and just spend it. Yeah, no, thank you. So I'm getting to the point of it. I'm gonna connect them in just a few minutes, but he made her close the account, and so when they finally have that sit down, when they finally get that sit down, and he has to tell them why he was keeping her as a secret. And okay, first look at this beautiful woman. It's like you see some pain in her eyes because it's like you can tell she authentically she cared and maybe even loved this man. It's like she wanted to be on this show. She wanted to risk being on this show just to find out. But she is beautiful. Sometimes I just want to just knock on some of these men's heads and see if their brains are working, whisper in their ears and see if I can hear an echo. Because hello, look at this young woman. And it's like I feel so bad because it's just like she took down her like I'm never gonna do that. That's another reason I'm never gonna get married. If a man tries to tell me that I have to take down an account for him, then we should not be together. No, no. And I know with my ex, Mr. No Heart, he never wanted to be on. He never wanted to be friends on Facebook. And I used to inquire why, but after we dated, it just made it easier just to block him. And then I was able to block his mother and his sisters and his other siblings, and then his both daughters. And then I looked up the last names of his mother, his stepdad, and of course him. And then I found out some other family members with different last names. So I looked all them up too, and I blocked all of them. Yes, I did. Sure did. And I remember some different states that he said some of his family live in. So then I blocked them too, including California and, well, a couple others, but I don't want him knowing that. This will probably never get back to his ears, but I did my homework because I've said in another episode, he's, yeah, let's just say he still keeps track of his ex-wife. I don't know if he's still bitter, jealous, or, yeah, I don't know. It'll just be guesses, but sometimes I'm just like, I think you still want her. But anyway, find out Mr. Drop this gorgeous, lovely woman that was willing to drop an account for him in order to make him happy, in order to keep their relationship together because she didn't want to get him angry because it's like with the whole patriarchy, it's like the woman's supposed to do as the man says or be submissive or follow along with his. Yeah, no, 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 no. That's why I give up. I give up. And you find out this guy has an account of his own and he makes money off of it. He's been buying her gifts and taking her out with that money, making 3-4 stacks a week with and it's shirtless. It's flirty. So it's got like a sprinkle of exoticness in it. He's a little provocative, playful with other women, majority women. And the reason he wanted her to drop her TikTok account was because she was starting to get attention. She was starting to get attention. He was making money off of the attention. he was getting a good amount of money of attention. I hope he was investing part of that money, but yeah, a lot of men tell me I'm stupid for doing so, but okay. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so at the end of the day, this jerk has the audacity to tell this woman to drop her account while the same reason he was jealous, he was pursuing and doing it on an expounded level, like 10 times the level. But it's like, it's okay for him because he's the man. And he wanted to keep it that way by keeping her a secret because his whole family, everyone he knows what he does. But part of me was like, okay, so why couldn't you? How long was he going to keep it a secret? Because if that's how he makes his money, like, how about, because, and at the end, he was like, he said, I love you. Hold up. Okay. If you love her, like, if you were going to propose to her, if you're going to marry her, like, when were you going to tell her? And the gaslighting, like, was he gonna gaslight her and blame her or tell her it's because you won't understand? It's like, you have to understand, I'm making all this money for us, and it's like, you have to understand, it's like, we're in this together now. I'm gonna support you. This is gonna support us. And it's like, oh, you couldn't handle an account this big. Yeah, I can only imagine all the crap he would have said to her to try to keep her. And I'm so proud of her because, oh, the way she dismissed him. And it's like again, you could see the pain. And like with Mr. No Heart, the only talent that man had was gaslighting. Because especially at the end of the relationship, when I refused to call him, I was done. For over 6 years, I called this man almost every single day. And that man only called me when he needed money, when he needed me, or he wanted a physical attention, or just when he wanted something. If he was hungry and he didn't have any extra money for food. Those are the only, but then after over 3 months, 3.5 to 4 months, all of the sudden he texts me. And see, the thing is, it's like we're broken up now, but he never called. And the gaslighting was when, after the text message, I waited an hour or two. I looked at it and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, part of me still feel like I shouldn't have answered that text message. I should have been like, you know what, that's still not good enough. But when I saw the text message, I think I was so hurt and I was so disgusted because I was just like, I thought we were done. I was like, I wasn't on dating apps still because emotionally I'm still getting myself together. But yeah, and the funny thing is, he went to his family and said I cheated on him. No, I didn't. I made sure it was over before I did any, like, because part of me was just like, I'm not getting any younger. I still wanted to see if I could get married and have kids. But after like 7 years, I wasted 7 years with that idiot. I mean, the idiot played me as a fool. But at the same time, it's like, even with and the other gaslight, because yeah, there was so much gaslighting, but especially at the end of the relationship, everything he was trying to blame me. So with the phone call, no phone call. But then once, like with the text messages, it's like, and I was like, no, it's over. And I let him know it's over. And he was like, okay, fine, I'll read your children's book or I'll read your novel. Because first he said, because yeah, he wouldn't read either. Like, and that's the funny thing. He never read my children's book or my novel. But then all of a sudden he offered to read both on 2 different occasions because he was so desperate. Because he knew I was done. And then he had the nerve to say, we didn't call each other. And I'm like, idiot, you still haven't called. Who, like, you want to say we? I was the only one. Take away the times you needed money, food, physical attention, or whatever emergency. When did you call? So, when it comes to gaslighting, I understand this young lady. And, like, this is one reason why it's like some women think I'm jealous or they think I'm a hater when I tell them to be careful. When I hear some of these women's men gaslight them, I tell them to be careful, and they're just like, well, maybe, or one told me I was jealous because I don't have a man. And I'm like, I don't have a man because of the gaslighting. I don't have a man because I needed to keep my mental health. I don't have a man because I wanted to be able to pursue and have a happy life and work on some of my goals and dreams, and not just like what they want, which is not much whatsoever. Or they want me to watch over their children. They want me to watch over them or cook for them and take care of them. And they tell me that it's not my job to have my own business. I'm supposed to care for just them. And I'm especially the Christian boys. That's one reason why. Like, and I know my family and the church would be so ashamed. But I'm like, they don't have, like, I'm done just looking for a Christian man, because most of the Christian men have been toxic for me. And some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, no. Yeah. And some of the Christian men have tried to gaslight me too, especially when they talk about the whole patriarchy and how a woman's place in submissive. And no, I'm done. But with this young woman, ooh, I applauded her. I was like, yeah, and she's young. She has so much time. And I think some women who are a little older, it's like when I give them that sign, it's a red flag, please run, because it's like it might be harder to divorce, or especially like it if you allow a man to lie to you about having an account, else is he going to lie to you about? Once you get married, what else? What if he's going to tell you you have to cancel a TikTok account or some kind of social media? What else is he going to make you do and then say he's the man of the relationship? How much power are you going to allow a man to have over you? And that's why a lot of women who marry men who say, oh, quit your job, stay at home. You could just have the kids and take care of me, take care of the house. And next thing you know, he cheated on her, used her, kicked her out. She doesn't have a dime to her name and now has to figure out everything. And he's shrugging his shoulders like, I don't care. Do what you do, boo. Whatever. So I'm just at the point where looking at that video, looking at that young lady, looking at my 7-year relationship, and part of me is just like, I wish I didn't. I wish I wasn't scared because of my walking. If I could do it all, I would have never dated him in the first place. But when I reached that age, or I met him at a certain age, and part of me was just like, okay, well, I I have to be in a relationship soon, because some of my family members were spreading rumors that, oh, she must be A, B, and C. She must be this. And, oh, she must hate kids. She must do this. She must, oh, I hear this. And it's just like, if you don't know my story, and if you only want to hear the fragments or the lies from certain members of the family who don't know anything about me, but instead they sneak into my room and, yeah, they go through my drawers and they think they find stuff, but they don't. Yeah, yeah. Especially like I worked promotional modeling for about 12, 14 years. I worked some alcohol promos, But I worked so many more, either grocery store, toys, or like kids related, a lot of stuff for the bank, which I've got a story soon about a bank promo where I was the only team member that studied the material, that went on the website and looked at everything in the format, and then I got secret shopped. Yeah. So I'm going to tell that story because some of the ladies on that team were haters. Because when I tell you that sometimes, like while I was working on both of my masters, some of the people on the teams, they were hoping I would drop out, or they were hoping I didn't finish. It's like some of those haters were the people who, yeah, they like two of the people were on that team that used to whisper about me. And one of them, it was because, well, I'll let you guys decide on when I do it, but anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm messy. I don't care. With the gaslighting, though, with men, with women, I know women do it too, but I've only dated men so far. You never know. But with Mr. No Heart, all of the games he tried to play with me, once it was over, it was over. But he was trying to blame me on it being over. He even tried telling his family members that I thought I was too good for him. And this is after, well, a certain situation happened, and it's like, even I've mentioned in a few episodes how I started investing and I was paying off credit card bills. I was working 2 or 3 jobs. I was trying to save for a house and everything. So trying to save for a house, I was investing money. I was paying off credit card bills. My credit score, ooh, it was getting up. And it's still, it's still pretty too. Oh, it actually is beautiful. But anyway, and guys, if you like, I'm looking up resources. I want to start doing episodes on, like, I want to interview people, even like tips to get credit scores up, and like different ways to look and find jobs, especially as people of color. Because yeah, it's like those who have privilege, they have no idea what we go through, what we've had to go through. Even for a lot of the jobs I've had to apply for, yeah, I had to change my name. I did. So, because I have a unique name, and most companies are like, ooh, uh-oh, she's probably not white. Yeah, yeah, good times. And I mention that because the, what's going on? Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, the job that I got about a year and 2 months before it was going to be over, him and his family just kept saying, it's because you're black, it's because you're black. That's the only reason you got the job. And his mom, when she found out that I had my degrees, the only reason you got into college is because you're black. And almost all her kids dropped out. And then part of me is just like, everything I've done that's great and amazing, and the opportunities that I try to strive for, he tried to shut down. I've already told the story about when he begged me to start a business. 6 months at, like, and oh, he had no money. Remember, I was the only one that bought stuff. I think he bought 1/2 gallon of fertilizer. That's it. But then 6 months later, oh, I'm done. I get like, yeah, we're done with the business, blah, blah, blah. After I made the website, I got the clients. I was doing the drop offs. Took the classes, got the I paid for the certifications. I got everything legal. I paid for everything out. Like, it's like easy 2,500, but loosely, like when I add even the small things, a little over 3,000. How much did he pay me back? Because he promised that he was going to pay me back for it. Not a dime. But he blamed me. He gaslit me with that one too. He gaslit me with that one. Oh, well, it's like I thought I would have to own a business with you because you have all these dreams, you have all this stuff, and it's like you're investing money, you're doing this. And then it's like part of me just felt like I felt pressured. And I'm just like, what are you? And I was just like, okay, you sound really stupid now. Because if I was creating my own business plan, my goals, if I was saving for my dreams, but then I'm spending my saved money for my goals on your goal, you're being selfish because I'm taking money and putting it somewhere that I'm not that fond of that subject. I'm taking the classes and getting certifications so that you can do it, so that we like, or at least do the main part. I'm doing everything around it. I'm creating the websites, and I did such a great job finding clients. Over 6 months later, I'm still getting calls. I was doing everything else. And he would like, so it was both mostly 50-50 because he was doing create like helping mostly with the product. I was doing all of the around stuff and the marketing and the creating and stuff like that. But he gaslit me with that too. Anyway, thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.